That was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction
Monday.
What do you got over there, Christopher?
Gonna rain 3 inches tomorrow, guys. Be
Sheesh.
careful. All right, here we go. Overreaction Monday. You know, big trade on Friday.
Huge.
Shockwaves through the NFL draft. Bears could have gotten more.
That's ridiculous.
You could have got more.
No, it's
You
not.
have the number 1 pick.
No.
You got 4 good quarterbacks.
No.
They could have got more. Come on.
Overreaction.
Hold out.
Get out of here. Come on. They got DJ Moore. They could have gotten more picks, but they got DJ Moore.
More picks.
They could have gotten another selection and hoped they turned into DJ Moore. Don't forget DJ Moore in this trade is significant. They got an actual player who's actually played in the NFL and has actually shown he's terrific at his craft. Not the rest of it is all on the come, and you got to figure out who you're going to get and make some hay out of 4 very high draft choices. But I thought Ryan Poles nailed it, man. MoveOn.org. What else you got over there?
3 100-yard seasons in 5 years for DJ Moore.
Yeah. Yeah. With a whole bunch of quarterbacks named Sam Darnold and P.J. Walker and Baker Mayfield. Just last year alone. Come on, man. What else you got,
Respect
Chris?
Kyle Allen, Rich. Right?
Kyle Allen.
Please.
Rich,
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you're on the Stroud train. I've been saying I would take him 1 overall since the beginning, and I think he's going to take the Panthers to the playoffs this year.
We call that an overreaction. Well done. That's great. Well done.
You could make a case
Yes.
right now,
Yeah.
if the Panthers take him number 1,
Yeah.
he'd be the best quarterback in the NFC South.
Don't disrespect Derek Carr like that, man. This kid's a rookie. This kid's a rookie. Come on now. And
We saw what he did against Georgia.
We all know that all defensive coordinators in the NFL need to do is just watch 2 Michigan tapes to show that you can make him flinch a bit.
Make the wind blow that day? Like, what do you mean?
Okay. By the way, it was also cold. He'll play cold.
Yeah,
He'll
it
play
was
cold
cold.
really good.
It was cold.
Yeah, it's not in Rancho Cucamonga anymore.
It was cold.
Is that where he's from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look,
Rancho.
Come on.
he's terrific, and I think he's got a shot to be the number 1 overall pick. But take this team to the playoffs just right off the bat. Let's just put it this way. I think it's more likely, and I know we're mixing our Monday and Friday segments. It's more likely a team that wins the NFC South next year is above 500 than the Panthers winning the division with a raw rookie coming out of the draft number 1 overall. So
No, those teams could be bad.
I'll just say, I'm not saying
All right.
it's not possible. I'm saying that's an overreaction as we return to the actual construct of this segment.
Okay, was it last week or the week before? I said 4 quarterbacks would go in the top 10. We're changing it. 4 quarterbacks in the top 5.
You got to think, yeah. I will say that's not an overreaction right now. I thought you were going to go, it's going to start with 4
1,
in
2,
a
3,
row.
4. Maybe next week.
I don't think so, but you look at the Panthers are going to take one, Texans going to take one, the Colts are most likely going to take one. The Seahawks, Pete Carroll said last week, hey, we're up this high. We very rarely have been since our first years, the last time we were in the top 10. Let's not do this without kicking the tires at a quarterback. And those are your 5. And I think the Cardinals are going to trade out because somebody's going to get nervous that Richardson's going to fall to the Colts. So I'll say that's good. I'll allow it. I think that's a good reaction. That's not an overreaction at all right now. And that would be, again, the Bears' total dream. Total dream. Get all the quarterbacks they're uninterested in taking off the board and push everyone else down and create a much greater glut of top-notch talent at number 9 for them. So,
I like that.
what else?
We're just going to keep talking about this because I'm utterly unconvinced of your position. The Rams are already tanking
No.
for Caleb Williams.
That's ridiculous. How do you tank with Aaron Donald sitting there?
Teams have good players and they tank all the time.
How do you tank with Cooper Kupp sitting there?
He's coming off of an injury.
How
and
do you
he's an
tank,
older player.
How do you tank with Matthew Stafford?
They're going to trade him.
They were not going to trade him.
If someone makes him a good enough offer, see you later, and they bring back Baker Mayfield out of 1 year.
Look, it's as simple as this. You cannot F all them picks forever. At some point,
Which is why you should
the
tank and start
credit
over.
card bill is due.
The guy who plays at their old stadium.
At some point, you can't have Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers or potential future Hall of Famers all over the lot. You can't. And if you look at your cap and you look at the way your roster is constructed, and you need Jalen Ramsey, as they did at the time, to put them over the top and help put them over the top, and by the way, he did. You look at your assets and say, who can get us the most? And the fact that he only was gone for a third, just look no further than the fact that the Dolphins guaranteed his salary this year and next. Would Jalen Ramsey be on the Dolphins if they hadn't done that? And would the Rams have gotten a higher draft choice than a third rounder had that not been the price that Miami felt it needed to pay or had to pay? Everything is all relative. And I'm not ready to say the Rams are tanking. You gotta, I'm telling you, 1 or 2 wins next year is gonna put you in the Caleb Williams, Drake May battle. That's it. So somebody, and by the way, if you want to look at a team that's far more well-positioned to do it in that division, it's Arizona. Because they're not going to have Kyler Murray back till midseason. And if Kyler doesn't come back till midseason, and suddenly they're looking at 2 wins, 0 wins going into November, well then Kyler Murray's time in the barrel as Josh Rosen / Justin Fields might be happening. But that's so far down the road. Overreaction.
Getting you ready. You know who's making moves? Who's not tanking? The Miami Dolphins. They should be the favorites to win the AFC East.
You know what? They are looking really strong. They are looking really strong. It's all Tua dependent. It's all Tua dependent. And I just still look at Josh Allen and how the Bills win football games, and I still can't jump off the Bills train, but they're putting together a heck of a team, and it's Tua dependent. So I'll say that's not an overreaction, but thankfully I have between now and September to turn the Bills into this year's version of my Chiefs, and say somebody else wins the division. But right now, it's definitely a 2-team race in the division. All due respect to your team and mine right now.
Our teams are way behind.
You got another one?
But let's be honest, Rich. NFL free agency doesn't really begin until Aaron Rodgers makes up his mind.
That's, by the way, untrue, because free agency begins at 4 Eastern time, and there's only 2 teams seemingly affected by this. The Raiders didn't wait. They jumped. They took Jimmy G off the board today. The Saints jumped when Derek Carr didn't have to wait. They made their move. Can you, if you don't mind, Hoskins, put up the teams that are quarterback needy, if you don't mind, that we put together as we parsed out Lamar Jackson's options once he's allowed to be spoken to Wednesday at 4 Eastern time, and that's why his face is up on the screen. And the Raiders will be removed from this list now that they don't need one. Jets, Texans, Titans, Colts. Falcons, you can remove the Panthers from this list as well. The Bucks and the Commanders. So these are the teams that need quarterbacks. These are the teams that will reach out to either Lamar or Rodgers. So Rodgers waiting to make his decision only affects the Jets and the Carolina and the Green Bay Packers and his bottom line. Unless what the Titans are in on it, we don't know. The Washington Commanders are in on it, we don't know. His options are retire Jets or force the Packers' hand. And so I will say that's an overreaction. Free agency can begin at 4 Eastern time on Wednesday, regardless of Rodgers' decision. He's just affecting two teams. And at some point, if he keeps the Jets waiting any longer, Jets are going to have to be out, unless their plan B is Lamar Jackson, and they can't talk to him until Wednesday at 4 Eastern time, so they might as well wait for Rodgers. There's no other choice, since Jimmy G's the only other, in my mind, viable option for them to have a potential playoff season from the free agency pool, unless they think Baker Mayfield can be that guy. You got another one? That's it. Overreaction Monday, baby. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.